Hello everyone and welcome to Club Blow Up. Or at least the exterior of Club Blow Up. Why was that so hard to say? I guess this isn't really the exterior of the club so much as its alleyways near the club. But they still have bouncers out here, which is impressive. I wouldn't expect them to have bouncers patrolling the alleys next to the club. Or at least alleys this far back. Sometimes the game places destructible items like boxes or pots right in the way of useful cover, so that way you either have to take cover behind the destructible object or destroy it first. Usually not a big hindrance though. That guy really ran away, holy shit. You might notice that these guys have new lines and new voice actors and they look different. And that's because we have left Weed World and we are now in Meth World. The game is split into 3 worlds, and this one centers around Meth. There are 3 levels per each world, and also a weird boat section. This big open area right here is tricky, because a lot of enemies spawn, but there's also a first aid kit we really want. But there's no way we can take on all those enemies without getting seriously hurt. So what we're going to do is really quick, run grab the first aid kit, and then run the hell inside. This is visually one of my favorite levels in the game, and you might not know why right now, but you know, most of the level will take place inside of a club. Even though I tried to avoid it, that camera did trigger and it spawned a lot of enemies. Thankfully, the club's entrance is right over here. Rooms with this kind of cover, they're very good for the shotgun because the cover is always placed super close together. It especially helps that there's a big middle opening between most of these. I don't know where the enemies are, though. Usually see them by now. There he is. For some reason, the Meth Lords are Hicks. All of them are Hicks. Either they're Hicks or that's an accent I am unfamiliar with. That sounds really similar. But being from the country, it sounds like country to me.
Come on now, cop man, you can't hide forever!
I mean, it helps that they say things like cockfag. You know, that's usually a thing that Hicks say. I can't count the number of times people around me have said the word cockfag. It's just such a common phrase over here. Please come save me. Get me out of Ohio. It's generally bad when enemies have the upper ground instead of us. Or at least it would be if they were smart enough to take headshots. But they don't really know how to use their vantage point. Their AI only recognizes in cover and out of cover. So even if they can shoot us perfectly well while we're behind cover, they won't realize it because they think we're invulnerable. It sucks to be them, I guess. We left a first aid kit back here accidentally. There are a lot of first aid kits in this level for some reason. So many that you could play it as a straight up shoot 'em up if you were really lucky, but I don't recommend trying. Actually, I do believe that we got the pistol fully upgraded last time, didn't we? The pistol absolutely kicks ass when it's fully upgraded. I think this might be the level where I stopped doing headshots even. With the fully upgraded pistol, you can take down most enemies in 5 shots maximum, and 3 shots is pretty average. So even though headshots are quicker if you can aim that well, it might be more convenient just to shoot away, like that. I guarantee we killed him faster than we would have if we used a headshot. Not that guy though, I nailed that one. Turning off the cameras in here will make a big room up ahead go from ow, oh my god, why am I dying so quickly to that's not so bad. I can do this. They should really have passwords or something for the camera controls. I guess maybe we shot the guy who is using it currently. That's always a possibility. Is there anyone here who doesn't have a gun? Maybe that's a requirement when you're hired by a meth lord. I mean, honestly, that's a smart requirement. To make sure everyone knows how to use a gun and also can operate camera equipment. Those 2 things. We're so close to being in the main part of the club. So very close. Jesus, man, it's just a human. These people scream like they've never heard footsteps before. They seem like really macho, so having them scream, "What the fuck was that?" every time someone hears footsteps, that's a little odd. Are they just that afraid of getting shot? I mean, that's a normal thing to be afraid of. But they also yell "cop scum" and stand out in the open, too, so I think that's an inconsistency. This is the big room I was talking about. If we didn't deactivate the cameras, this room would be absolutely flooded with enemies, but there's only 3 or 4 here, since we had the foresight to fix that. If the room does flood with enemies, just stay behind the bar. That's the safest place to be. Did I mention I love this level? It's just so good. There's nothing about this level I don't like. Now this room is a doozy, no matter how you approach it. There's not many places to take cover over here, and since there are guys shooting us from up ahead and to our left, we're gonna take bullets no matter what we do. We want to deal with the guys immediately in front of us first, and then switch our angle. It's the best way to deal with this. We're taking cover behind a speaker right now, but for some reason the other side of this speaker, the one I'm trying to take cover behind right now, we can't take cover on this side of the speaker. We can take cover on literally every other solid surface in the game, but this side of the speaker. I don't understand it. How do you install that big trippy lollipop light over there? Because that's great. I imagine that would be really fun to look at while you're dancing. Also, those icicles up there are killer. They even have lights pointed at them to complement the shading. Whoever designed this club was an expert. They knew what they were doing. This part can take a while because the guys up there in the hallway are really hard to shoot from down here. That's why I eventually give up and just run up and shoot them with the shotgun. Like that. I mean, it's not the most elegant way to get things done, but it's better than sitting there for another 5 minutes. I really don't see any customers around. Maybe they evacuated them all? I mean, that would be the smart thing to do. They probably evacuated them as soon as I shot their guys out in the alley. Yeah. That's probably what happened. So they drew attention to exactly how stupid it was, but I have to do it anyway. Why would you throw a party for your new line of crystal meth? Why would you do that? That is the worst decision. Maybe there's a joke here somewhere about Hicks not being very smart. Maybe that's what they were going for. Did you know that we're actually almost done collecting drugs? After we upgrade the armor and the shotgun, all the way we're done with drugs. We're just completely finished. There's no reason to have any money after that. We could upgrade the other guns, but I don't need them. That's not a knock against the game, though. I mean, they're there as extras if you're having trouble, which I'm not, so, you know. Nothing to be upset about there. I really like this hallway. There's nothing special about it, but there's a lot of places for me to take cover, so there's nothing to complain about either. Also, there's another first aid kit. Actually, 2 first aid kits in this damn hallway. For some reason, this place is absolutely packed with them. I guess it makes sense for the setting. It is a public building. So we came here for a reason. We need to destroy the meth lab. Need to blow it the hell up. But, something we may not have thought about. What's gonna happen when we blow up a meth lab? I mean, those things have been known to, kinda, you know, boom a lot. I mean, it's gonna be... we'll worry about it when we get there. Oh, hey, we're there. This guy in here is stuck against a wall. That hasn't ever happened except during this recording. So I guess you're lucky? I'm not sure. There's that other first aid kit. So let's blow up the meth lab. Yeah, that seemed like we could have... Oh, things are going bad. I actually really like the last half, or I guess this is the last third of the club, because it's very fast-paced, there are a whole lot more enemies, and everything's on fire. And we will get hurt by the fire if we run into it. So just, don't stand in the fire, please. Also, there are random explosions. I thought that the explosions only triggered once or twice, but the explosions re-trigger after a set period of time. So even if you've already seen an explosion, the longer you stay, the more you will see an explosion again. Which, I guess that's cool. I mean, it's cool to know how the game was made. I must sound like a complete nut job staying in a room next for a couple minutes just to find out whether the explosions eventually stop. Which they don't. They don't. Welcome to the bathroom. The bathroom has two enemies that are deathly afraid of you. And it's hilarious. For some reason, they always run away when they first see you. This room also has another first aid kit in it. Lots of first aid kits in this level. Which kind of makes the next level, where there aren't very many at all, feel a lot more difficult. I think I actually nailed that next level, though. I think I get through it with only using one first aid kit.
We catch you, you're gonna pray for death!
Club blow up, right?
Right.
These guys, they're real smart. They got labs set up all over the city. They keep moving around, cooking up their stuff in different places on different days. But I can't get close to them.
So after this trip through the open world map, we're going to be cutting down on the open world section of these videos quite a bit because we've seen almost all there is to see. We're going to visit the Weed Baron one more time after we sell all our meth. And I think we're going to buy the rest of the upgrades for the armor. Or at least most of them. And then the upgrades for the shotgun. And that'll be it for the open world section. There's no reason to use it after that. I'll make sure you get to see the Meth Baron, but aside from that, I'm just going to leave the dialogue in and cut straight to the missions.
The cartel are delivering a supply of chemicals used to produce crystal meth to a trailer park on the edge of town. Shut the place down and find out where the supply of chemicals is coming from.